Yo, we got another video. This video, I'm gonna be putting every siege operator in the tier list. Hopefully, all the siege operators are on this tier list. I haven't really checked, and I already tried to upload this video. Didn't really work out because I did not know there was so many operators in siege. But we're gonna get started. Ace is S tier, the best, probably the best heart breacher in the game, just because Thermite usually only used to get one wall, and he has worse gun than Ace. But we'll get to Thermite later. But obviously, Aces is one of the best operators in the game, and there's a reason why he tends to get banned a lot. Um, Alibi, I'm gonna put in like C. Mediocre operator. If you're smart, you're just not gonna shoot it. But that's not usually what Alibi is used for, because everybody obviously should know that the Alibi clone is just a clone, and they're not gonna shoot it unless they're literally copper. But sometimes, like, it's put in such good positions that people still shoot it anyway. That's why she's borderline B. But I'm just putting her at the top of C for now. By the way, I would say right now, I'm a bronze player, peak bronze, but I really play in like gold plat lobbies. I'm gonna be honest. Like, every time I stat track the people I'm playing against golds and plats. So that's just important information. Amaru, I'm gonna put Amaru on C. Just because in the wrong hands, she's an F tier operator. In good hands, she's A or B. But it's actually really good that you can catch people off guard sometimes, especially if you're running like armor with shotgun. Aruni's one of the best ops in the game. She might even be underrated. Her Runi gates are very useful. They can waste a lot of time. And if you're playing on maps that have hedges at the top or hedges on the roof, like Cafe Clubhouse, and you put a Runi gate there, that could be really good because they're gonna have to waste some type of utility or whatever to get rid of the Renegade. So I think a Renegade S tier. Ash, I was talking about this earlier. She's really like a more of a KD up. Her gadget itself is not that great, and really she could be A tier, but I'm gonna put her in S tier just because like she's one of the most used operators in the game, and really I'm basing it off how like everyone should see the top. But it's also kind of me because like we'll see later that I'm gonna rate it out really high that I don't really use at all, and I think it's kind of overrated. But next we got zombie. Zombie's definitely going to S. Just the angles you can create, and you can also kind of use zombie to stall time, especially if you have a couple at the end of the game. A zombie's a really strong operator. She also has a good gun. Bandit's S, but he's probably the weakest S up here, just because his ability his ability is really good, but everything else really isn't. So that's the only reason. Man, his ability is the only reason he's an S. I'll say that for sure. Blackbeard, I'm gonna put him in A. The only reason he's not S is because he's not the best shield up in the game, and I don't want to put those. I don't want to put shield ups on that level. Blitz is B tier. He could be A, but I don't know. I just feel like Blackbeard's better. I can't really explain it because like Blitz's ability to like flat, like, okay, I die to Blitz a lot, but I feel like it's easier to kill Blitz than it is to kill Blackbeard. I'm just not that good at the game, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Brava, Brava's S tier. Just the fact that you can hack Renegades, Fenrir's, Maestros, because I have a teammate that runs Maestro a lot. If you hack a Maestro, your team is kind of cooked. But yeah, if your Brava is good and they can get Matt hack a bunch of stuff, it's gonna be really good for your team. Buck, I'm gonna put Buck in A. The only reason he's not S is just because his abilities. He has the most like a basic ability in the game. He's probably the easiest op to use in the game. I think Buck is just A tier. Capital, I'm gonna put him C tier. He's situational. He's not bad at all, but he's just situational. Castle, I'm gonna put in B tier. There's sometimes where Castle can hold back your team, even if it is a decent castle. Sometimes you would literally just rather have a barricade than a castle because I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if y'all may know what I mean by that, but like I really don't know how to explain it. Sometimes this a barricade is better than a castle in certain situations. But a castle can be used properly. He could be S tier. I'm only putting him in B. Actually, no, I'm gonna put him in A just because he has an option between what you call it, an SMG or a shotgun as his primary. Both of them are really strong, so I'm gonna put him in A. By the way, I don't know gun names, but for the most part, I still do know Siege. Um, Kavera, I'm gonna put Kavera C tier. If you don't interrogate someone that you kill, then Kavera's almost useless, in my opinion. Flash, I'm putting S tier. I think he's the only, or she's the only good, not good, S tier shield up in the game. Just because you being able to stall time as a defender, and the fact that you can like put your shield down, the shield is huge. You're not gonna get shot at all. You can electrocute people. Like Clashes is very versatile. They probably need to nerf Clash a little bit. Like if they just took like maybe they need to take away the shock part of her operator. But yeah, they probably need to nerf her a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, because I think Clash is starting to get underrated because maps like Border and Downstairs Chalet, she's great. Um, Doc, Doc is that too, just being able to heal and stuff. Dokubi's it was the operator I was talking about. Dokubi's S tier, but I'm not a Dokubi user. If you don't know man, if you're not good with DMR, if you're not good with aim, I'm more of like an IQ person, not an aim person. So I don't use DMRs at all. So if you're not good with DMRs, you probably shouldn't even touch Dokubi because both of her other guns have aim, not aim. Oh my god, have bloom, and no, this is kind of hard to control unless you're using Cronus, obviously, which a lot of people who play Siege use Cronus, bro. But Dokubi still technically one of the best ops in the game because if someone has good headphones and obviously you pop her ability, then you're kind of cooked. Now, I will say, I do think Dokubi is slightly overrated, but I'm just going to put her S, and she's probably the only operator on the list that I'm going to put S that I don't really think deserves it. Echo, I'm going to put Echo like top C. I don't get Echo because one of my homeboys use Echo a lot, and he's just not that good. If you just notice an Echo drone, or if you just notice that they're using Echo, you should just kind of look at the roof before you plant anyway. And that's if Echo is not already dead. First of all, because if Echo's already dead, obviously it's already useless. So actually, I just may have convinced myself that Echo. Nah, okay, I'm gonna put Echo like right here in C tier. By the way, I'm gonna fix S tier later, and I think A tier is about yeah, it's fine where it's at. Ella's also C tier. Um, I think she's very overrated. Mediocre gun. Her build is trash, but she's not a bad op. Finka, I'm gonna put in B. She's fine. She can heal attackers. Only attacker that can heal. She's fine. Flores, I'm also put B tier. If you're going against a mirror, if you're going against like there's certain ops that Flores is good against. So he's kind of situational, but op wise, not fight wise. So I'm gonna put Flores bottom B. Frost is also bottom B. Just because after they nerfed her and you don't die immediately after hitting a frost trap anymore. Um she's kind of just like a okay op. She could be useful on like still like big window on Oregon or like a lot of windows because like a lot of people don't check like a four frost trap when you're jumping in the window still. So she can still be kind of useful. So I'm gonna put her B. Fuse, I'm gonna put Fuse in like I'm gonna say bottom A just because nah. I'm gonna put him bottom B. I'm at top B. I'm at top B. But Fuse, if you're going against any site that has a soft roof and you have Fuse, like it's probably a 50, not 50. That's very low. That's not even what I meant. There's like a 70% chance you win that game because he's gonna cook. But if you're going against just like top floor in Oregon, the top floor on most maps don't have like a soft roof or like a good spot for a fuse. If you're going against, if you're on any of those sites, then he's basically useless. So I'm gonna put him top E. Glass, I'm gonna put Glass in F. Glass is not good. He's not situational because some people trying to convince me that he's situational. He's not situational. Goyo is probably like a top 5 op in the game. I'm gonna say top 10, top 5 defender just to be safe. But yeah, Goyo is great. His ability is one of the best in the game. Being able to stall time, I think being able to stall time is very important to me because I'm more of a, again, I'm more of an IQ person rather than a kill person. So it would be different if, like, I would say Fenrir would be a great op if I was more of like a kill person. But I say Goyo's probably better than him. Just being able to stall time, he has impacts. His gun is good enough. I think Goyo is a top 5 defender for sure. Gridlock can be like S tier on certain maps like Upstairs Cafe, but I'm gonna put her top B. She's just fine. Grim, I'm gonna put Grim top A. I've just started using Grim recently. Um, Grim can be very useful late game if you haven't, and maybe I have to use Grim more for me to put him S because he might be an S tier up, but he's still very strong, and I'm gonna put him top A. Bana, worst hard breacher in the game. I'm gonna put her bottom B just because I don't even know what they're called, but the like her hard breach ability thing, it's okay, but it's not comparable to Thermite or Ace at all. Um, Sometimes you can get a little funky with it, and like it depends on what site you are, but for the most part, it's like she's just a worse Ace. But since Ace has a better gun, use Ace unless Ace is banned. So yeah, Ayana, gotta put her like middle B. Ayana's fine. She's a human drone, infinite human drone. Um, that's basically all to say about her. IQ, I'm not a huge fan of IQ. I think IQ might be overrated. Bottom B, just because like there's so many operators and attackers in the game that could like do what she does. It's like Twitch is better, Brava is better, Flores is better. There's no point using IQ because like, oh cool, you can see where their gadgets are. Like that's not a huge thing. Jackal, I'm gonna put bottom A. Jackal's still a very strong op, even though he doesn't get respect anymore, just because like he got banned so much that just people like forgot about him. It feels like, but Jackal's ability is still very strong, one of the best abilities in the game. Jaeger, I'm also put A. Um, Again, he got nerfed so much that people don't really use him that much anymore. But I feel like Jaeger should still be used a lot. Just because there's so many attackers in the game that have like throwable abilities, and he could also get grenades. He could also get flashes. Like Jaeger's is a very strong guy, and he could also just help with a lot of the defenders and what they have. Cade, you got also put him S with Bandit. And again, I don't think Cade and Bandit are that good. It's just like their ability is that good. Cali. Now, in the video I made, by the way, I made this video a couple years ago, maybe like 2 years ago. If you go back in that video and look, I probably put her F. I'm probably gonna put her bottom C now, just because her ability is really strong. If Thatcher gets banned, she's a go-to. On Coastline, she's a go-to to shoot through the window. I think there's like one or two more maps where she's useful for sniper. So I'm gonna put Cali bottom C. I'm not gonna flat out disrespect her. Capcan's going to A, like top A. Uh, I still get kills on pretty high ranks with Capcan. Um, like I feel like I have a better strategy with cap can than most people because I put cap cans in like weird spots that no one will expect. Like on Oregon, I put it like directly on the front door. People don't usually look there, but people will usually come from there. That's a free kill. Now the only thing is, I don't like that most of the time. People just get knocked from cat cans. Like you, I think the only way you immediately die is if you already took damage. I could be wrong, or unless you're at 1 health. I think that's the other scenario. But I really like cat can. The only reason it's 9S because his gun's not that great and he doesn't have a good scope. Legion is S tier. Legion again is probably a top 5 defender. It's just like his Legion mines, especially if you can save them for late game. It gives you so much intel, and imagine having at least we'll say 5 Legion mines scattered throughout sight, and the person you're going against is not even in sight yet. Like Legion's a top 5 op for sure. Lion, I'm gonna put bottom A. I think Lion's actually really good. A lot of people don't like Lion because they're like, oh, you're just staying still, but like Lion can low key give you a lot of intel. It can get annoying, especially if you save your lines for later in the game. So yeah, I'm gonna put Lion A. Maestro, I'm gonna put him top ish C. Um, this is his gun. The only reason is his gun because his ability is actually really good. His gun's not good though. Maverick, I think Maverick's also a little bit overrated, but I'm gonna put him in B. Um, technically, he could be considered a hard breacher, just because if you don't have Habana, if you don't have Ace, if you don't have Thermite, he's basically the only way you could kind of get a wall open. Or you could also use him as a you could also use him as a Thatcher type person. Because like you could end up mavericking a bandit, you know. So yeah, I'll say he's B. But Lucy, I'm gonna put her S. Yeah, I'm gonna put her S. Her Malusi, I don't know what they're called. Her ability is really good. She has 4 of them. If she had any less than 4, she would probably be A tier. Mirror's S tier. There's a reason why she's been getting banned left and right this season. Mirrors is useful on almost every site in the game. You can find uses for Mirror that people don't even know about. She's really good S tier. Monty, see, please don't use Monty. If you're watching this video and you use Monty, click off the video. Mozzie, oh, always thought Mozzie just like look gay, but I'm gonna put him B tier. Nah, put him B tier. I don't think his gun's that great, but his ability is actually pretty good. It's very similar to Mute. He doesn't get talked about on Mute level, but Mute might be the best op in the game. That's probably why. And I'm gonna put Mute S tier. He's definitely my favorite op. I've used him the most out of anybody, so I'm gonna put Mute on S tier. Nook, by the way, I did not know Nook was a girl until like a year ago, but C tier, not that useful. Yeah, I don't think Nook's that useful. She does have a good gun though. Nomad. Nomad, if used correctly, is an A tier, but a lot of times she's not. So she ends up being like a C tier op. But I'm gonna say she's A tier. I need to use Nomad more, honestly. Um, Oryx. Actually, the only reason I haven't been using her more recently is because I saw a snake. But Oryx is C tier. If you know how to use him, like, okay, he's actually really good in customs. People don't realize it. It's like people don't usually have time to reinforce in customs and stuff like that. So the fact that you can come behind somebody, um, hit them with the Oryx thing. But Oryx is actually a great roamer. I think for like, man, I feel like people should use Oryx more as a roamer. People don't usually use them, but I'm gonna say C. Osa, I'm gonna put Osa in A. I've never used Osa a day in my life, but there's so many good sites for Osa, and there's so many times where Osa's annoying. Yeah, I gotta put Osa A. She might, I might have to put her S. Nah, I'm gonna leave her in A. Pulse, C tier. Like the pole strats are so trash. And it's like, okay, they look cool. Pulse is like more of like a, oh, you look cool doing it rather than him actually being a good op. Pulse is not that good. Um, Rook, I'm gonna put Rook a B. That extra health and being able to self res is very useful. Since the worst op in the game. The only op I don't have, and I didn't buy him intentionally, just because there's no point. He sucks. Um, Sledge, Sledge is D tier, bro. Um, he's worse than all of these ops, even Cali. And it's just like I can't name a single time where Sledge is actually useful, bro. Maybe a little bit in customs, just because again, people don't usually have time to reinforce. People aren't usually reinforcing. Smoke is S tier. He's basically mute, but with a whole different ability. Like Smoke is definitely S tier, and to the point where I got to scroll up to get that S tier. Siege has so many ops, bro. Solus got nerfed to the ground, but I still think Solus is probably middle way somewhere. Uh, just being able to see attacker electronics is very useful sometimes, especially like claymores. Obviously you're able to see drones, stuff like that. Tachanka, Tachanka is situational. I would say C. I was thinking D, but I'm gonna say C. Thatcher. I'm gonna put Thatcher in A. Thatcher's gun is horrible, and outside of getting walls on certain sites, basically useless. Thermite is going to S tier just because he's technically has the best hard breach in the game, but he has a worse gun than Ace. But he's still really good. Thorn is also going to S tier just because ever since the buff, Thorn has been probably a top 10 defender, just off the top of my head. Thunderbird, I want to say D tier, honestly. Doesn't have a great gun, and her heal stations are cool, but like for the most part, do people really get the chance to use them that much? I'm gonna say D tier. Twitch is great. Twitch is going to S tier. Twitch has been one of my least favorite ops, just because Twitch always destroys whatever equipment I have. But Twitch is a great op, bro. I might need to start using her. Valkyrie or Valkyrie S probably. I can see. No, I'm saying. The only reason I'm saying A is just you gotta put your cams in the right spot. If your cams are in bad spots, basically becomes useless, and you're basically just using an operator with a gun and a C4. If you put your cams in good spots, it could be literally top fives worthy. But nah, I'm gonna put her in S. Nah, I'm gonna put her in S. Visual, Visual is probably my least favorite op, just because I always die to him. Visual's a good op though, obviously. I'm gonna put him A. He counters so many attackers. Like I think he counters Jackal, counters Solid Snake, he counters Deimos. Obviously you can't even see him on the drone. He's just really good. Wamai is like a worse Jaeger. He's still pretty good. I'm gonna only put him in A. Warden, I'm gonna put Warden in like I'm gonna put Warden A. Warden's one of those ops where he's like Ash, where he's treated better than what he actually is. Warden's not that useful. The only thing that his glasses cover up is flashbangs and yings. That's not that useful in my opinion. But he's still a good operator. Ying, speaking of Ying, is S tier. As long as you don't flash your teammates, she's one of the best ops in the game. Zero, I never got the hype around Zero. I'm gonna put him C tier. It's just a camera. Like, there's drones for a reason. I don't remember what this op is called. Zophia's not that good. I'm gonna say Zofia is probably like D tier, one of the worst ops in the game. Now that's every operator on this list, but obviously there's a bunch that they added. Not a bunch. There's probably like 10 of them that they've added since. It's just like there's no updated tier list. And obviously, I wasn't about to make one. Deimos, I'm gonna go and say right now is S tier. Ram is also S tier. Deimos just being able to track, you can shoot people through the floor. He has a shotgun and AK, and this pistol is one of the best pistols in the game. Deimos is S tier. Ram is one of the best abilities in the game, especially like I said with Fuse. If they're going on a site that has a soft roof, and you ram it, like it just causes so much chaos for the defenders. Ram is one of the best ops in the game. Aurora would probably be like B tier. Um, Sometimes it's tech for her that could make her really high, especially if you're able to get the plants off and then roar the doors off. That's really good tech. Her switch is actually one of the best guns in the game in my opinion. When I run her, I usually have my pistol out and not the LMG out actually. But yeah, roar is one of the best. Okay, roar is one of the most unique operators in the game. Beats her. Solid Snake is S tier. Solid Snake is the best op in the game right now. His ability is OP. He only has a few operators that counter him, like Alibi, Mute, and Vigil. But Solid Snake, like being able to pick up grenades, flashes during the game, or even hard breaches if you need it, or not hard breaches, but the thing that explodes. Um, yeah, he's the best operator in the game right now. And I'm trying to remember if I'm forgetting any attackers. I don't think I'm forgetting any attackers. But going to the defenders, Scopus is A tier. The only reason I wouldn't say S is that her ability isn't that great. Unless you're roaming, kill somebody, get low, and then you teleport back to site and now you're full health. In that case, she might still be A tier, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna say Scopus is A tier. Turbudo, I'm gonna say C tier. Very situational. I feel like he's only useful if you're trying to cover for a Kate or a Blitz. Um, or like just cover a wall in general, not just those two ops. I'm trying to remember what other defenders they added. Let me see. Siege operators. Oh, Denari. I forgot about Denari. Denari really depends on what site. Because there's sometimes where he's like very useful. I'm gonna say Denari is like A tier. Yeah, I think A tier is fair. Nah, he might be B though. Okay, no. I've seen some crazy Denari tech. I'm gonna say A. But that's the only operator I'm forgetting. Let me know if you enjoyed the tier list. Let me know if I'm tripping on any of these. I made the video right there.